You walk through the doors and everything clicks. The lighting is dialed in, the music fits perfectly, and when the food arrives, it's incredible. Yet, despite the perfect atmosphere and a base of loyal customers, this exact restaurant is about to shut down permanently. For every thriving dining room you see, there is a silent graveyard of about 10 others that died quietly. We tend to believe that good food guarantees survival. In reality, a great kitchen cannot save an operation with a failing balance sheet. Look at a typical restaurant's finances. 90% of revenue is eaten by expenses, leaving a microscopic profit margin. Even pulling in $100,000 a month leaves just $5,000. With zero room for error, one slow week evaporates that entirely. Operating on these razor-thin margins forces owners to walk a tightrope. A single mathematical slip-up can escalate from a bad month into total insolvency. At the start, that danger is easy to ignore. During the first 2 weeks of a grand opening, the dining room is packed. Friends, family, and curious locals are pouring in, and the cash register is ringing constantly. But hiding right behind that initial surge of cash are massive, unrelenting expenses. Premium rent for a prime location, salaries for a full staff, and constantly rotating perishable ingredients all have to be paid regardless of how many people walk through the door. By week 3, the honeymoon phase ends. If we look at the daily numbers, you see a volatile customer traffic line drop as weekdays get quiet. Meanwhile, that rigid line of fixed expenses stays completely flat, right near the top. The red gap forming between what's coming in and going out represents negative cash flow. In this industry, cash flow is the oxygen of the business, and right now the airway is heavily restricted. With less money coming in to cover the same high bills, the business begins to suffocate. This is where the panic starts. Desperate to fix the situation, owners make their first major miscalculation. They look at a chaotic dinner rush and mistake high sales volume for profit. To get the dining room looking full again, they run promotions and slash prices. More people show up and the kitchen gets busy. But since the prices are lower, that already fragile profit margin is erased entirely. Then there's the menu trap. Let's break down a single popular dish. The raw ingredients and labor to prepare it costs $22, but the restaurant only charges $20. Every time a customer orders it, the restaurant loses $2. That might seem like a small error until a busy Friday night hits and the kitchen sends that dish out hundreds of times. Every plate served actually drains more capital from the bank account. Bleeding cash, the owner will then try to cut labor. They send waiters and kitchen staff home early to save on payroll. Predictably, service grinds to a halt. The remaining customers get frustrated, leave terrible online reviews, and ensure even fewer people show up next week. Right as the crisis deepens, the hidden operational costs arrive. The walk-in freezer breaks, food goes bad, and quarterly taxes suddenly come due. By relying on gut feelings rather than hard data, the owner triggers a death spiral. Every desperate emotional attempt to save the business only accelerates the depletion of its remaining resources. Eventually, the bills pile up to an insurmountable level. The owner is completely exhausted, operating on the dangerous hope that if they can just hold on for one more month, things will turn around. But more time is useless when the underlying pricing and cost structure is already designed to lose money. The negative cash flow finally bleeds the bank account dry, forcing the owner to turn the lock on the front door for the last time. All the passion, creativity, and incredible recipes in the world are entirely helpless against a broken economic system. The 10% of restaurants that do survive treat the operation as a logistical system rather than a culinary passion project. These owners act like engineers, tracking data and controlling costs. This dashboard isolates the items that actually generate a return. If a complicated dish drags down margins, it is ruthlessly cut and replaced by something that works for the balance sheet. These places endure because they prioritize measurable metrics over intuition and artistic vision. So the next time you walk past a boarded-up storefront in your neighborhood, don't assume the chefs simply lost their touch in the kitchen. Ask yourself what hidden business mechanics the owner failed to control. Success is built on the invisible math operating behind the scenes, long before the plate ever reaches the table.